I have to start this video with a confession. Not because we're talking about Sister Act, pardon the pun, it was intended, but because what preceded me seeing this musical on the West End is very much what painted my experience of it. So, you want to know what it is? Stick around and I'll tell you. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Christina and I'm on a mission to see 52 shows on the West End this year, which means one show a week. And I document my journey, share my reviews and a little bit about London and theatre. And if this sounds like something you'd like to follow, then please hit that subscribe button and help me get to my first 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Before I start talking about the revival of Sister Act that is currently on the West End, I need to share my confession, and that is that I have never seen Sister Act before this. Basically, I have not watched any of the movies, and I have never seen any of the productions of this musical. Obviously, I've always been aware of it, but for some reason, I kind of avoided this musical, not because I had strong feelings against it. Somehow, there were always other shows that I would rather see than Sister Act. But the time has come for me to go and see it, and I am going to share in this video what I thought of Sister Act that is currently on the West End until the end of August. If, like me, you lived under a rock and avoided everything in relation to Sister Act, then let's talk about storyline first. The story follows a singer, Dolores Van Catchy, who witnesses a murder committed by her gangster boyfriend. And from there, she's taken into a convent to be protected because obviously her boyfriend was chasing her because she was the only witness of this murder. So what happens is that she pretends to be a nun and develops a really strong bond with sisters by sharing her love for music. So as you can tell from my brief storyline, this is a funny story, it's a comedy, it is something that will definitely lift your spirit and make you laugh, and it is suitable very much for all family members. There are maybe some elements that are not suitable for children, but I would definitely classify this as a family musical. In fact, I was sitting next to quite a few families, and there was also something that looked like a bit of a school trip as well. So from that perspective, it is really good for a family night out, or just if you want to feel some good energy and listen to some fun songs. It is definitely living up to that expectations, because I doubt that anyone would go into Sister Act and expect something serious. It is absolutely impossible to talk about this show without mentioning the two stars of the show, and they are Beverley Knight, who plays the character of Dolores, and Ruth Jones, who plays the Mother Superior. Both of them are absolutely amazing in these roles. Beverley Knight is a seasoned West End star, and she has already performed in this musical as Dolores in 2022 when this revival came on the West End, and she is reprising her role up until I think mid through this run, so like sometime in summer. I think her vocals are unparalleled. She has an amazing vocal technique, and I had the pleasure of seeing her in the musical Sylvia at the Old Vic, and anytime Beverley Knight is on the bill, I'm gonna go and check out that show because absolutely she is mind-blowing. And then Ruth Jones is probably known to you from Gavin and Stacey. This is her West End debut, and I think that she smashed it. It is a really fun role with a lot of those comedy elements that are so subtle, and just sometimes it's about the silence and about the look, and she delivers on all of those, which is absolutely brilliant. Another thing that I wanted to point out about the cast, I feel that this is the show that allows those supporting characters to really have their moments of fame, and I really enjoy that because a lot of the times you really have the strong lead character arc, and then like the other characters are there just to literally support their storyline. But I think in this musical, a lot of the characters get their own moments, get their own songs, and I think that everyone delivered on their performance. In terms of the set and staging, it is very simple. A lot of the things has been achieved with the lights, which are kind of mimicking that stained glass effect. And also I really enjoyed how sometimes they would put a little bit of echo on the voices. When they really wanted to bring characters back to the fact that they're in the church, there would be that echoey sound. And there were a few moments in the show when there was like really prominent, and it was so effective and really good. So So I think in terms of the staging, I was really amazed how simple it is, but also how actually it really made you feel like they are in the church. So yeah, I think 10 out of 10 for that. As I was exiting the theater, I've caught myself singing catchy tunes in this musical. A lot of them are very uplifting. I don't think that there are many like ballads or sad songs or anything like that. So it's very upbeat from the beginning till the end. You are in that heightened state of energy and just with a smile on your face for most of the time. So I wouldn't be surprised that once you kind of see the musical, you go home and listen to the soundtrack. There are some amazing numbers that are totally worth listening to again, and that is something that really stuck with me after the musical. And yes, as a person who hasn't experienced this story or the musical before, it was really refreshing to hear those numbers. I can't comment on this one because I haven't seen the movie yet, but a friend of mine who I went with, she said that it is very much the storyline of the movie. So if you enjoy the original movie, then this will very much resonate, and it follows the same storyline. Obviously, there are some additional characters and story arcs that are developed for the musicals to make things more fun, but the storyline stays the same. So if you like the movie, then you are very much guaranteed to enjoy this musical too. My overall thoughts are that this is a really fun musical. It is something to take your children, family, partner to, and you're gonna have a good time. I don't think that this is maybe like my favorite musical as a musical or as a story, but I'm really glad that I went to see it. And for that reason, I would definitely recommend for you to go and check it out, especially with this cast, because it is amazing. However, one thing to note is that this production is set at the Dominion Theatre, and this is a pretty big theatre and a little bit different to other theatres on the West End because it has only 2 levels. It really reminded me a lot of Apollo Victoria, where Wicked is performed, and this means that basically if you get seats that are a little bit further up in the balcony, you kind of get like very far removed from the stage. And this is what happened to me. I wanted to spend only little money for the ticket for this show, so I paid £33 for my ticket, but I was in the row O of the balcony, or circle as it's referred to in the Dominion Theatre, and it was pretty far away. Like I felt really removed from the action, and just like everything seemed so big and bigger than other theaters on the West End. So I would probably recommend that you go and sit in the stalls, or at least a little bit further down on the balcony, just because otherwise you just get really taken away from the action. And it is a really engaging show and it's really fun, so I think the closer you are to the stage, the better. If you're not 100% sold on Sister Act, then there are plenty of other shows to see on the West End, and these 5 are my favorites that have got nominated for Olivia Awards, so check them out.